out there, and welcome to English Teacher Plays. We're here with Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. Now, if you don't know what the Stanley Parable is, it's an amazing game that came out in 2013, and this is, what is this? This is 9 years later. They've re-released it as the Ultra Deluxe Edition, and it's not just remastered, it's not just fixed or anything like that. There's a ton of new content in it. It's amazing. I'm having a really good time. What I'm going to do is I am going to play some of it for you because I've been jamming it. I've played 11 hours the last few days, and I still haven't quite hit the whole thing. The last time I entered this, it was like, oh, thank you for actually entering the time, and I got an achievement for it. 1:38, your favorite time of day. Aww. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? Oh, that's right. Yeah, because last time it told me to put in whatever time I wanted, my favorite time. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 1:38 a.m. is. Let's use another slider to find out. Sure. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. Excellent. I wish we had more sliders, but we've gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. So this is all new content. This is all new stuff. Shouldn't be too hard. Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Excellent. So then we come into the game. Oh, right. So it's not actually the Stanley Parable 2. One of the things that I've done in the game is I've accessed the Stanley Parable 2 through the game, and so then they've changed the desktop to so it is the Stanley Parable 2. But we'll go in. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, I've made some choices and stuff that have affected what the Stanley Parable 2 is. Even though this is Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. But we'll listen to this, yeah.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
Excellent.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Yeah, so the game is all about choices, or the illusion of choice, and the narrator narrates what you do. So one thing you can do here is you can shut the door, and then you end up waiting, and that's an ending, but I don't want to do that one today. Oh, here, these things.
His co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So one of the things that I did in one of my previous run-throughs is the narrator asked me to select a balloon for the Stanley Parable 2, and I actually picked one that said, happy birthday stepniece or something, and then he was like, oh, thank you for for helping me make my decision, and he picked the other one, which is get well someday. So that's what we...
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Figurine finders meeting today. Oh yeah, there's There are figurines to find in Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe 2, if that makes sense. It's all very meta. Oh, there's a bucket. We'll carry the bucket around.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket. Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
So the bucket is also part of the Stanley Parable too. It's very, very silly. Right, so this is the first real choice.
The bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
So, there's two doors. Obviously, you can pick the door that the door that he tells you to pick, or you can go the other way. Today, I think what I'm going to show you is a new ending that wasn't in the original one. That's very fun. I haven't done it with the bucket, so I'm wondering if it's different with the bucket. So this office is different as well, obviously. Trust the completionist instinct. So we're trying to find figurines. So we found 4 of them. A large room, lots of boxes, and some were both red and blue. And obviously there's all sorts of little tidbits here. Source of levitation. Yeah. So there's lots of stuff going on. How can you tell you spotted one? Makes them float in the air. Who took these pictures of them? Follow clues provided by employee 416. We can do it. Red room. There will be a reward. So Stanley's gone over, and beyond to tell me there's not going to be a reward. But we're not going to... Okay, the broom closet. We'll go in the broom closet.
Oh, Stanley. Can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. Oh, no. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk, that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket? Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional landscape of your feelings for the bucket as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Excellent. I had not had that dialogue before, so...
I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go. There. Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, Broom Closet, with all your meandering philosophical diatribes about the nature of cleaning supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Excellent. Just very, very excellent. I wonder if the...
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see, I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket.
Excellent.
There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
That is amazing. I'm hoping there's a Yeah.
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the Broom Closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Excellent.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
So if you go downstairs, Stanley dies. But I mean, it's just another ending. And it sort of pontificates on the nature of death and stuff. Right. Let's go check out the executive bathroom. Yeah, there's some poetry. There was a Stanley bobblehead thing in here. Extreme bathrooms. Excellent. We've got the beige pages, of course. You can't open that door today. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him, always. The bucket would. And he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
So you can put in the wrong thing, obviously. And if you wait long enough,
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I love it when he gets angry about you not entering the combination.
2845.
So we'll wait for him to get angrier and angrier, and we'll see what he does. I mean, I already know, and if you've played the game before, you know what he does as well. But I think it's important that we let him do it.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in. The door just opened all by itself, and Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, he gets so frustrated he just opens the door anyway. All right, here we go. So I haven't taken the bucket on this ending before, but I will show you.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
So we're gonna go back up.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3 again. The bucket said nothing.
Okay, I guess we'll go press the number 3. So this is new dialogue from the last time I did this, going up and down the elevator. So we'll see what happens.
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over and over and over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket. How was this not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
All right, we'll go back down now.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
It will be worth it, I promise.
A hint of regret nagged in the back of Stanley's mind. Should he demonstrate the number 3 for the bucket again? No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He smiled at the bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
Yeah, this is complete. See, that's the thing. So the Ultra Deluxe edition has like way more content. This is completely different than the ending that I had done before because I did it without the bucket the first time.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded at the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction of some kind. Anything to let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Aw, poor Stanley. The bucket doesn't care about his love of the number 3.
Stanley and the bucket were so close. They'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend. Surely there was a solution, mustn't there be?
I wonder if there is. Nah, we're going back. But last time he said some stuff. I'm wondering. There we go.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over. He would elaborate fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Yeah, so in the...
For months, he advertised and marketed his press conference, building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further. When the big day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
So in the version without the bucket, the narrator gets very upset at you continuously going up and down the elevator, and this press conference is called because you're the best storyteller on the planet, and your story is up and down to the boss's office. It's very good, and I'm very appreciative that it's different again. I was not necessarily expecting it to be different again. The world's first sentient machine. 2 stage 33333. I love it. So we got some more stuff.
This is it. One last chance to win the bucket over.
three again.
To share a true connection with a loved one.
3. That's the magic number. Yes, it is a shockingly 3-dimensional character. 3-star magazine. Congratulations, Stanley. Remember where you came from. Your coworkers. That's very, very silly. Up again, down again. The Stanley parable. Yeah. Love it. So now we're going out to our press conference.
There was no one here.
Oh.
Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3 on a keypad over and over.
Oh, sad.
Unloved, uninteresting, he was a failure. And in that moment, Stanley knew that the bucket would never again take him seriously. There would be no connection, no deeper understanding.
Oh.
The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant. They spoke less and less, neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Okay. So, I think that's one of our endings there. Wow, so I hadn't played that part yet. I hadn't done it with the bucket. That was depressing. So, the first time I did that, I did it without the bucket, and you go there, and there are people there, and they're, like, taking photos and stuff, and... Wow, okay. Interesting. We might have time for one more ending. We'll do one more ending.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
All right. We're gonna... There we go. So there is an ending that requires you to fill that bar up. Yeah, and you have to do it over multiple playthroughs. So...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, we're going to go refusal this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Excellent.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
And then you can stay there and he'll say some more stuff, but I'm
Back
gonna...
to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Or we could not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh. I have never been down here. Oh, there's a Stanley, figurine.
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly gotten all of the Figler and Marines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one. And then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then. Different in the sense that we used to have none of them. And now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figler and Marines. None of us can.
Excellent.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, man. This
All
is
his co-workers were gone.
very good quality.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That's very good. I have not had that ending, the plunging to your death one. Not like that, anyway.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Maybe I do.
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
We'll go this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I'm wondering, is there a different way out of there? I don't think there is. I think the only way... I think if you get that, you just die. Yeah, because you can't jump or anything.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Danger everywhere. Here we go. So this is the refusal path.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Oh, we found the last bobblehead.
And there it is, the last Stiggly Wiggly. Savor this moment, Stanley. This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward. I would tell you that I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead, I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Excellent. Right. Did he say we were supposed to go through the blue door or the red door? I actually can't remember.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood.
Ah.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Did I, though? Pretty sure I walked through the blue door.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door.
So you can go through the blue one here instead.
All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Open rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted?
Yes.
Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you?
Yes.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something. Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third door? Well, it's instinct mostly, a calling in your gut. I really couldn't say where the idea came from, except that I felt it in my soul. You can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Excellent. So now there's a worldwide leaderboard. Yeah. Nice. Skip the intro sequence. Only the worst 3% chose the blue door. How long does it take you to get to the correct door? Very good. Very good. Why not ask some friends for help? Rude. Very rude. Yeah, 98.9% of players are more attractive than a dead rat. This is your superior. Yeah, let's go through this door here.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some play testing. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you?
I wouldn't mind at all. Let's go.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
So you can play it for 4 hours, and save the baby.
Heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
I'm ready. Once it loads. Hey, it's Firewatch.
Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower for some sort of twisted, erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it. What a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Who Firewatches the Firewatch is an amazing thing. So, in the original Stanley Parable, not the Ultra Deluxe, what happened was you got put into Minecraft. So they've gone with Firewatch. I really like Firewatch. It's great. It's not about a creeper, but it is really fun. So Who Firewatches the Firewatch is great. Oh, we're outside now. Oh, we have to go the other way. So, yeah, so instead of playing the Stanley Parable, we're now playing Firewatch. We're going to go outside. We're going to go for a walk and see what happens.
No, it can't be. It
Yeah.
is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
No.
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You really wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, Thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Probably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls. Okay, I think this will be just the thing.
Here we go. Rocket League.
See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed.
So now we're playing Rocket League.
Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
It is Rocket League. Hey, we're sped up now.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Hold on. What are you doing?
Oops.
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Right, so now this is Portal 2. It's got that kind of vibe. Right. Filing cabinets. Oops. Ooh, okay. Interesting. We're in the back rooms, team. We're in the back rooms. Who knows what might happen in the back rooms? But we've lost our narrator companion. Alright. Oh, there's a light. There's like a little scanny thing in there. Okay. So there is a lot more content in the Ultra Deluxe Edition, was what I'm saying. Oh, hey, it's my office. 427. Right. I mean, are we supposed to do something in there? I don't actually know. Nope. Nothing triggering there. So we're just in the back rooms here. Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
We're not done yet. The end is never, the end is loading. So did we find an ending there? The refusal ending. Yeah. Okay, so that's Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe Edition. As you can see, there's a lot more content to it. You could almost basically call it Stanley Parable 2. I'm going to leave it there. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. We probably don't need to go look at the description. If you don't know Stanley Parable, just go check it out. I'll put a link in the description. It's amazing. Well worth the cost. Definitely worth picking up right now. And that's it. So thanks for watching. Class dismissed.